Yeah, I'm Leigh Ryswyk. I was born in Victoria, moved up to Queensland when I was 6 years old and started playing footy when I was 11. I remember when I got to about, I think it was 13, 14, I had to play for the opposition one day because they didn't have enough players. And for whatever reason, I got like best on ground for them. And my teammates were like, geez, okay, that's a bit different. And that's the day I realised maybe I can play this not too bad. So I was lucky enough to get rookie listed by Brisbane in 2004. So I went to Brisbane for the 2004 season as a rookie, got upgraded to the senior list for 2005. Got to play my first AFL game in round 11 against Fremantle, but unfortunately I got injured in that game. Missed 2 months of footy after that, so it was a bit disappointing. And then got delisted, which was again disappointing, but that's the life of a football player sometimes. Got the opportunity to move to South Australia and play for North Adelaide. So I spent 13 years of my life playing for North Adelaide.
Kicks a goal!
226 games for them, which is awesome.
Ryswyk to 60, keeps it low, keeps it straight.
I'm 41 and still running around, so yeah, when the body tells me I can't, I'll stop, but for now, it's actually pretty good.
Oh, it's meant to be autumn. What's going on? All right. Do I look good?
Yeah, look good.
Thanks, mate. So, you've just come out as the first openly gay player, former or current AFL player. Did you expect it to be as big as it has been?
Not at all, honestly. It's been crazy, to be honest. For it to get this big is great. It means, one, people are going to start talking about it a bit more, and I hope that means that there's less pressure on someone else. In the end, someone had to be the first person to do it, and it's not that I was wanting to be the first person, but I know what it feels like coming out as gay and the pressure that's on. So I was like, you know what? If there's other kids that are playing sport or other people who are afraid, we shouldn't have to say it. We don't have to say it either, and it's not obliged to say it, but if it takes the pressure off someone else that feels now comfortable in themselves to be themselves, then I've done what I needed to do.
I played in the AFL for 10 years for the West Coast Eagles, and I'm a bisexual man.
Last year, Mitch Brown came out as the first bi man in AFL. When he came out as bi, how did you feel?
Yeah, great. It was awesome to hear someone else's story. You know what I mean? Football's been around for a very long time, and to be that there's never been a bisexual man, never been a gay man ever come out. That's amazing that he was able to do that. And his story obviously resonated with a lot of other people. There's a couple of other male sports people who have come out as well and have been paving the way in their sports. So, for Mitch to do it originally 6 months ago, for me to now to do it, hopefully it makes others feel, you know what, it's really comfortable. We can be who we want to be. We can still be sports people. We can play at an elite level, regardless of how we identify.
Straight through the centre there.
And Mitch Brown, when he came out, had a lot of support, overwhelming support, but also he mentioned that there was some negative, hurtful, hateful comments. How has your announcement been received?
Overwhelmingly supportive. Like, the messages that I've received have been nothing but like, good on you, like, you shouldn't have to do this, but for what you're doing is going to help so many more people. The impact that I have, I don't really read into the comments too much. A lot of people say don't read them, because there is always going to be people who have something to say, and that's fine, that's their opinion.
Do you think that there is still a bit of a culture problem and maybe it's uncomfortable for some other young athletes to come out?
There is definitely an uncomfortable level of fear for someone because they don't know what it's going to look like, right? There hasn't been many people do it. I'm the first one, but from 20 years ago, right? There's no active player who's in the AFL right now that's done it. So they don't know what to expect, right? And the unknown is so scary for everything. Media can really scrutinise you in a way that makes it more uncomfortable. And I think that's a little bit of the problem because, again, some media outlets have said some bad things about me and I've gone, okay, why are you guys doing this sort of thing? So one is the media, two is the fan base. They can be very, the scrutiny on you already as a player. There's so many things that people want to throw at you, especially on a football environment, because they're so passionate about their team and they don't want to, they want the best, and if they can find something to do someone, I think that's why the fear for someone that's actively playing right now is a lot. I think inside the club they'll be welcomed. I think people would already know, to be honest. There's got to be other players out there already who are playing that are queer and just haven't come out publicly, but privately I think there would be, and I think the clubs would be very supportive of them.
Since your announcement, how has your life changed?
It hasn't changed crazily or anything like that. Like, I'm still just the same person. So I haven't had to change anything that I've done. Obviously, I've had, a few more people reach out to want to have a chat with me and things like that, which I'm so open for. I'm glad that people do want to have a talk about it and about my experience and how that can help others. So yeah, it hasn't really changed dramatically. The biggest shift for me when I decided to come out as gay 5 years ago was I said it felt like I could just take that armor off now, and that weight on you was just gone. And you're like, wow, like I can just be me and I don't have to hide behind anything. And I'm not trying to walk into a room and go, oh no, is someone going to talk to me about it? Is someone going to feel uncomfortable about it? And that's the biggest part. It's releasing that weight on you.
Leigh Ryswyk, he's up, he's down, he lands, and he's taken the mark of the day. What a beauty.
What do you think your announcement means to other young athletes who may not have come out yet?
I think it just paves the way for them to go, you know what, it's okay to do this. Again, they don't have to. And that's the biggest thing about it. They don't have to do what I've done. You can still be so successful in any field that you decide, even if you don't want to come out, that's okay. It's a personal preference, right? It's a lot. It's a lot to take in, and it's a lot to go, oh, like, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do? And I would know personally, because I've gone through this, the amount of stuff that's going on in your head to talk about it. When you're ready and you feel comfortable and you're really comfortable in yourself and you've got people around you who are going to be able to support you, then do it when you're ready. But it doesn't mean you have to come out publicly. Like, if it's just privately, that's okay as well, because you'll also see the shift for yourself when you do that.
And is there anything you think needs to change, not just within football, but sport in general, to make it a bit more inclusive, a bit more accepting?
I think it's just, again, the education piece, but not just once a year. You know what I mean? Oh, you run through a little media thing once a year that talks about inclusion. Oh, cool, we just park it again now and we don't talk about it again for 12 months until you come back next year. We have, one Pride round, we move on. We don't talk about it anymore, it's done. I think it's just got to be a consistent approach, and I think the more we do that, the more people are going, okay, yeah, that's pretty normal. And we build that into society, and in every facet though. It's not just in sporting clubs, it's in workplaces, it's everywhere. So yeah, the more we do it, I think the easier it will become for everyone.
Is there anything in particular that you want people to take away from your story?
The story is, if you can be yourself, you can still achieve anything. It doesn't matter if you're straight, queer, bi, gay, lesbian, whatever it is, you can still achieve everything regardless of how you identify. And that's the biggest bit for me. It's like, don't be afraid that because I'm this, I can't do that. You can do anything.